All right, all right. Back in the Box Productions presents to you the Bernie and OMC show. I am the original MC. He is Bernie. We are Mike and Chris, and we are thrilled to have a very, very special show for you today. In the story of Julius Caesar, three of the more notable characters were Caesar, Brutus, and Cassius. Today, on our Ides of March Madness, we draw parallels to our annual Joan Channon Madness tournament. Three competitors vie for Madness immortality, and all have something to gain. Joe Russo, our leader in the clubhouse, sitting firmly atop the leaderboard, like Julius Caesar did before his fall. Tim Erdlin, Philip Fong, your Brutus and Cassius, if you will, plotting against him as they seek Madness glory of their own. Who can be trusted? Who will emerge victorious on this Ides of March Madness? Bernie, talk to your people.
Woo! That was excellent. That was excellent. That just sets the tone for here we go. Okay, we're going to start out with, we're going to bring, we got Joe and Tim are waiting in the green room, and hopefully Philip Fong, who is about to cater an event, is going to join us for a few minutes if you can, but we are going to talk to them about scenarios, get a quote from them, and then we'll go from there.
As a previous Madness winner, and you are as well, it's always nice when you get to the final weekend and you still have a shot. So I'm really curious to hear how they're handling it. So
it is. It's definitely a different feeling when you're not playing for anything.
Exactly.
I'm gonna bring Joe and Tim in.
That's them.
And let's bring them in. Here we go.
Hopefully they have their hopefully they're able to have their cameras going. Let's see that. Oh, look at this.
There he is. Gunslinger. Joe Russo is here.
Nice. Look at this punch.
Tim, thanks a lot for taking some time during the clinic and joining us. Hope you guys are okay with your audio. If you want to.
Can I just say that Tim's shirt is really doing it for me? That's amazing. Look at that shirt.
Well, they know they can hear us.
Exactly.
So. All right. Hey, let me start out. Joe Russo. I'm going to start out with you, buddy. One of the original gunslingers. Joe's a 2015 champ. Lives in Boonton, New Jersey. His daughter's a sophomore at FAU and knows the Big Russian. Joe was brought in by Rodney Furby, who has not won anything, and by Rob Monroe, who has won. So Rodney, I can tell you, I've spoke to him, is going to be very upset if you win a second time because he's tired of getting it rubbed in on him. And then, so if you want to, and then introduce Tim, another champ, 2016 champ coming in, trying to do a repeat. World traveler, stand-up comedian. I think you've done a whole bunch of other stuff that sometime we're going to find out about.
Snappy dresser. We know that.
Dresser. Son of Rick, brother of Johnny, and who make up the Erdlin clan for the March Madness. So we're in here. The scenario is Joe, first place with most points if UConn loses to Miami. And Tim, UConn runs the table. You'll get your second one. A feat that's only been done one time by Chuck and
allegedly. That's in the story for another time.
So, Joe, let's start it out with you here. I think a couple of questions basically is, sports that you give us a little something about yourself. You know the questions; they're normal. You were a champ already.
Yeah. I've been involved in sports for a long time, coaching, playing. I played the big three: basketball, football, baseball. Coached all three. But my kids are they're one's graduated college, one's in college at FAU.
Can I tell you that's amazing to me? That's amazing.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. She's actually in Houston. She won the lottery. Her and her roommates won the lottery at school. They drove the 15 hours. Awesome. They're there, safe. Yeah.
Wow.
If they win, they're also offered Monday night to buy Monday night tickets. Only $40 for students, which is pretty good. But the Bills, that's why I got to win. The Bills coming to me. Okay? The rest of the Bills coming to me. The chipping in for the car, the gas, the hotel. So,
There we go.
So
But it's-
suffice to say for you, the ideal scenario would be UConn loses tonight and FAU wins it all. I mean, that's got to be
Yeah,
the dream scenario.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely, absolutely. She's actually going to win her pool because she's smarter than me, and she picked her school. You know, silly, ridiculous, and and you know, she's going to win because of that.
Nice.
I should have listened to her a little bit more. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
she
Joe,
said, you know,
And yet you're atop the leaderboard right now. You're winning the whole.
yeah,
You're leading the whole thing right now. So
Yeah.
awesome.
yeah. Well, you know, there's a couple of games. You know, it was. I thought this year was a crazy year. You know, I mean, I loved watching college basketball, but again, I don't get crazy with it until you know the time when you know it's crunch time. And I've always been a Calipari and Izzo guy. Didn't go with either of them this year. Didn't believe in either of them. But you know, my daughter had me watching FAU a lot. You know, because Dad, they're 16-0. They won 17 in a row. They won 18 in a row. They won 9. I said, okay, you know, we got the ESPN Plus here. We'll
yeah,
we'll bust it out and we'll check them out. And you know, so it'd be kind of cool. Yeah, they win the whole thing, but tonight it's the U tonight, baby. I need to. And the funny thing about all that is that my son is 22. He's in his pool for about $1,000. And you know, he picked you're an idiot, Dad. You didn't pick UConn. He's got UConn going all the way. So you know, he's trying to work a deal with me. You know, okay, well, let's do something so we both win some money. And I'm like, oh, yeah, okay, I'll listen to your deal and see what happens. I said, my pool's worth more money now. You know, mine's more money, and it's more distinguished to being a second time champ. You know, I've been in this for since 90 something. You guys started this. I mean,
18 years ago. 18 years ago we started.
Yeah. I mean, I've been in it since then. So. You know, I look forward to this one. I look forward to this one every year. It's my favorite pool, and you know, like I said, some of it's luck. I mean, you know, I got some lucky. I got lucky with some picks. Got lucky with the Kansas State run. Got lucky with the San Diego State run. You know, you got lucky.
Yeah, yeah. You know, Joe, you still look like a coach. You sound like a coach.
Yeah. I miss it. I miss it badly. You know, I loved coaching. You know, I played for some really good coaches when I played ball. So you know, I learned a lot from them, and you know, we ran the gamut with both. And I will say, my girls softball team won 3 championships in a row. So we were good with that.
You remind me so much of
it's funny. I was better with the girls than I was with the boys. It's crazy.
Well, you do remind me of a coach so much that I'm waiting to hear, Bernard, why did you miss that ball? So
yeah. Well, my son's doing it now. Him and his buddies. You know, they were looking for some coaches in our little league. I'm actually still involved with that. I'm on the board over here. I handle umpiring and all that garbage. But they were looking for some coaches for the young kids, and you know, they reached out, and you know, my son, you know, a couple of his kids that played for me, they're all graduated. They all have got jobs. They were like, what the hell? Why not? Let's see. I said, well, yeah, but just got to be nice. You guys with your mouths. These are 7-year-old kids. You got to remember to curb your, you know, because they're always over here in my son's. You know, they took over my man cave. It's his man cave. TV, computer, betting, iPhone, this phone, that phone. I mean, it's like a casino in there. It's and a dartboard. You know, it's yeah.
Well, our wagering department of Vinny and Nick Caesar will be glad to hear that. They
Oh yeah. They are all. I mean, you know, I expect it today. They'll be all over every prop. This one, that one. You know, they can't wait for the Masters next week. You know, they're already putting their props in for that. So it's crazy. I'll admit it. I'm used to the yellow sheets of the old days, the yellow sheet bookie sheet, and
that's right. Well, it's not crazy, Joe.
These guys are just flinging it all over the place. It's wild. It is wild.
It is. It's actually madness. So, Joe, hang out
Yeah.
still, hang out with us and
Sure.
good
Yeah.
luck.
Yep.
I have bracket envy, and I'm going to swing over to Tim. Tim, I actually should have started with you first. I know you're on a time thing here.
I'm actually all good, knocked out of my competition, unfortunately.
Ah,
But there's
Yeah,
still one competition left, Tim.
yes,
There's one
exactly.
competition left.
The real one. The real one.
yeah. Tim, give us a short bio. I mean, I kind of track you through your dad a lot, and was hoping to get up to Tampa to see your show. But so give us a little bio. You definitely are in rare air with Rick.
Yeah. So, I mean, grew up playing sports, baseball, basketball, volleyball in high school, soccer. I golf as much as I can now. Tire. I just came from our new members only short area opened up, and I went to the club today, and I was 3 inches shy of getting into the serve onto the next round. So,
Woo.
but not close enough. But I try and stick around with as much as I can. I'm a soccer referee in that for 13 years now.
Nice.
Love traveling the world. This is my back in the States. I spent 4 years over in England. Did continue Madness in Thailand. It's a little more difficult to watch.
Yeah.
The games are at, 2 a.m., 1 a.m., midnight. It definitely makes it a little more crazy, a little more mad when they're trying to hope for
Yeah.
winnings, and you watch them live. You wake up in the morning, you're throwing sheets around, throwing pillows, getting pissed off. Way to start days sometimes going in to teach little English. So,
That's a great
but
perspective. That's a great perspective, actually, for the madness in Thailand. You know?
oh yeah, it's different kind of madness. Um, but I love the madness. Like 2014 was the year, or no, 16.
Yeah.
16,
Yeah.
wasn't it? 16. That
16.
was crazy year for me because that was also the same, I think, that same week actually got on the Price is Right and won on that. So I try and match it up with some good stuff. My grandmother always say in the lottery if you don't play, so you always got to chip in. Um, I'm bracket number 2, the UCLA one. That was my wife's bracket. She all that. She's from Thailand. She just when I was like told her the name, she picked them, and but I was out day 1, day 2 with out of the madness that went on. But once those 1 seeds fell off, I woke up to your post saying on wins, Tim's in, and I just started doing it. You go, you. Unfortunately, I do work tonight. Be able to stay focused on the game that much, but my tables, I'm a server, so my might get a little less attention come 8:50.
Yeah.
So I mean, UConn's gotta go all the way. And I remember my team, and I picked my bracket. Told my coworkers, I was like, I got UConn going. This is the men's tournament, right? I know it's their year, baby. Let's go Huskies.
Wow.
Mike.
Yeah, Mike, you're a little bit muted.
Oh yeah, I muted myself because I was getting some echo. I picked UConn as well, and for me, if they win and do go all the way, I'm going to fall a little short. But happy to be in the same arena as you. Great minds think alike. So that's awesome. So is Phil able to join us, Chris? Have you heard from him?
He's not here yet. He's gonna try to
Okay.
pop in. So I know he's getting ready. He's catering an event, I think in Miami. So
Yeah. So do you want to I know Phil sent you some talking points if he wasn't able to make it. You want to go through some of those?
Yeah, just so you guys
So,
know.
Yeah, our third
So,
competitor.
Phil's new to the madness. As a matter of fact, I almost kicked him out of the madness. He was the last
one to pay.
Last one to pay. I had seen his name on another football pool, but I didn't know him, so I didn't know. And this year was the first year actually that everybody sent it in within. I think it was within a week. So I don't even know why I pushed, but it was nice to get it in. So And so when he answered me, it was great. He basically, he's a private chef caterer in Orlando, and he's done pro bono work for a lot of famous chefs. So I definitely wanted to check with him and see which ones. Married for 25 years, 2 kids, graduated from college with a double major in history and business admin. And he was a history teacher and a boys dean for 5 years. So again, the madness brings out so many of us have different careers, vocations, interests. And this year we're really finding out by a lot of people that we have: journalists, authors, people that have been on TV, everything. So it's becoming pretty interesting with some of these vocations. And he didn't watch any of the games in the first 2 rounds. He was working, and he said basically his quote is, and this is a great quote, I always like to use it: "This is by far the best challenge game I've ever participated in. The recaps alone make it best." So I got a little special shout out for that. That was pretty good. And Joe, I don't want to forget your quote. You actually did kind of say it for us anyway, but I wanted to come back to it real quick. Was, "Oh yeah, but I was stupid. I paid for my daughter to be at FAU, watching them all year. Should have picked them." So we always grab quotes. If any of you ever has text with us, you'll always usually find some sort of quote that's going to make it to the board. So, but so that's Phil. Phil can win, obviously. If
I think he
UConn,
needs a UConn win tonight
yes,
and then a loss in the finals, I believe is his scenario.
yes.
It's funny because each of you has a different scenario, but they all have to do with UConn. If UConn loses tonight, it's Joe. If they win, 1 game and out, it's Phil. And if they win the next 2 games, it's Tim. It's pretty cool how that worked out.
Yeah, which is really
And
funny
actually,
though. Yeah, go ahead, Mike. No, go ahead.
No, I wanted to follow up with a quick question related to that. Now, unfortunately, Phil's not here, but this is actually more appropriate with the 2 of you guys. So I'm curious. Obviously, you want to win the tournament, but I'm curious, would you rather win the way Joe has a shot to win, choosing the wrong national champion, but being so proficient early on that you gain enough points to beat everybody? Or would you rather win the way Tim has a chance to win by choosing the national champion, especially one that's not as chalky as a 1, 2, or even 3 seed? What are your thoughts on that, gentlemen?
I mean, of course, if you recall, and I do recall, 2015, I did not have the national champion.
Okay.
But I did have Wisconsin beating an undefeated Kentucky. I don't think anybody else had that. That did enough points for me, the Wisconsin run. That year that I didn't need Duke. I think it was Duke beat them, but I didn't. We looked at it, and I had it would have been a 1-point victory. It was a 1-point victory.
Yeah.
So okay, a little cheese on it. I'll admit it. But since I did the cheese once, I don't mind having cheese again. Right. I mean, sure, I'd rather have if Alabama would have done their job, things would have been better. But I'm not against winning it that way. I mean, there were some good picks in there. Some of the upsets that you did hit. I like that part of it.
Yeah.
It's always better than chalk. And the nice thing is none of it, the people who are in it didn't do chalk. So
exactly.
Yeah.
Tim, what do you think?
I think it's great to pick the national champion to get a win. Shows you really stay, but it also shows if you're not the national champion, you're still winning. It's a real match this year. I mean, if no one can pick it, I mean, that's pretty. So, I mean, either way you win, you're still a winner.
Absolutely. And actually, I have one other question. And Chris, kudos to you because you sent out a little shot sheet beforehand, and there was one question on here that I'm really curious to hear about. So each of you guys have been long-term participants in this challenge. Chris and I put a lot of effort into it every year. We really enjoy it. But I've said many times that one of the reasons we enjoy it is because you guys all seem to appreciate it, not just you, but other members. So I'm curious, Joe, you've been with us from the start. Tim, have you been since day one, or did you come on later? It doesn't matter. You've been with us for a while. I'm curious, what brings you guys back every year to the challenge? Joe, we'll start with you.
Oh, it's because it's so hard. You know that when you're competitive, you want to, it's my best pool. And like I said, you guys do a nice job. You know, you get to updates, you get little quotes here and there. Can they hang on? You know, I've been in those quotes a lot through the years. You know, and early first round, I've always been nailing it, and then kind of went to shit after that. But it was it's just the best one, and just how great it was is that I even offered Chris a tip when I won in 2015, and he refused it. He refused to tip because, I know the effort that goes in and what goes on. I used to run some pools myself, and then when the guy won and didn't tip you, I was like, "You son of a," it's like, you kind of expect it. But that's the part for me. I mean, it just how competitive it is, and there's a lot of really smart guys out there, and Furby is not one of them. Yeah, that's right, Furby. You are not one of them. Haven't seen you on a leaderboard in ages. So,
Who's Furby? I don't even know. Sorry, this is a champions discussion right here. So.
Yeah, he's the guy that brought me in.
I know. I'm teasing.
It is what it is.
Nice.
So, but yeah, it's like you said, the challenge of it. This is
awesome.
And the effort you guys put into it. Everybody enjoys it.
Appreciate it. Tim, how about yourself?
My dad brought me into it. Watch college sports at all. From New Hampshire, growing up in school, I went to have big college sports at all. So when I come into the mat, I come in blind. I don't watch any analysis, anything. I don't watch any game, March Madness. So I like doing that. And this is there's one other bracket I do, but I pretty no matter what every year I'm guaranteed in get to come back. It's because I love the Facebook posts or before the forum post emails, updated because this other bracket I'm in, it's a bunch of kids from my hometown, but I pay the money, I pick my bracket. It's the last I hear from it because I'm never up there to, in the spots to win in that one for some reason. But I don't get anything even when I'm losing. I feel like my just goes to waste. I'm just obligated to go with hometown friends. Yeah. But this one, for the long haul. You never know what's going to happen, and states the work goes in behind the scenes to makes it worthwhile. To you really want to, you'll be missing out.
Awesome.
Nobody likes their obituary.
Exactly.
Yeah. Actually, that's actually one of my favorite things too, and you handle that amazingly because it's a lot. I mean, when Alabama gets knocked out and that takes out 27 people from the pool, that's a lot of work that goes into that. So, but yeah, that's awesome. I don't know, Chris, is there anything else you wanted to talk to these guys about?
No, not really. I think that's pretty good. You guys really, what are you guys going to do with your winnings?
Oh yeah. Let's hear that. Well, we know Joe's paying for his daughter's FAU.
There it is. A weekend in Houston, especially if they win the night. So that adds 2 more days to the hotel room.
When I'm going to take my wife to Disney World. Actually, she hasn't been in America yet. We've been to Disneyland Hong Kong, but we've yet to been to Disney World here in Orlando. So packing our bags, just taking a little drive and going in for a few days. Or Disney World.
How freaking cool is that? Listen to me. I have 2 requests for you, Tim. Right now.
I know what's coming. I know what you're going to tell them.
I don't know. But here's so 2 requests for you, Tim. Number 1, if you win this, I want to get you back on here saying I'm going to Disney World.
Yes, absolutely.
And number 2, I heard, is it true you're a stand-up comedian as well?
So I started in 2018 in Bangkok, Thailand. I did it for a couple of years until COVID hit. And then I kind of just everything shut down, so I'm writing stuff. But I just 2 shows now. The last 2 months in the States. Cool. Last Sunday night was a little rough. A nice bomb on stage and didn't do too well, but it happens. The best of us, but you just getting out there, getting on stage.
Here's my request. I at some point in the future, I would like for you to work into your material something about the March Madness tournament. I don't know how you're going to do it because other people don't know
Sure.
about it. I'd like to see that, and then I want a video sent to me. That would make me very, very happy.
All right, I'll try and work on that.
All right, sounds good.
Yeah.
Sounds good. CB, anything else?
I think we're pretty good, guys. Thanks for taking time out.
Seriously.
Excellent. We got big games tonight. So Philip Fong, also good luck. And we're definitely we'll bring him on depending on how it happens. And
Yeah, I mean, seriously, just to reiterate what Chris said, like this YouTube thing that we're doing is something that we've been talking about for a long time, and we wanted to incorporate it with the Madness tournament, just trying to step up the game. But you guys coming on and taking some time out of your day to come do a little interview with us, we really appreciate it. Phil was a little busy, couldn't make it, but he was definitely game for it. Want to wish you guys all the luck in the world. Joe, no disrespect, but I'm pulling for UConn because it makes me look better. Okay. But,
no problem. No problem.
But either way, congratulations on still being in it. You're only 3 of everybody else that still has a shot. And I can't say enough. I appreciate you guys joining us today. So, all right.
You got it.
Guys, thank you. Go Huskies.
Yep.
Go Huskies.
I'm going UConn, also too. They started the season out and then they kind of drifted off the radar a little bit. But you know what? It's New Jersey connection for me. Growing up in Jersey, all you hear about was Hurley and the basketball camps. If you
That's what makes it a little tough for me. I mean, I know it. I like Danny more than I like Bobby. So
Yes.
hated Bobby. They hated everybody. Everybody hated everybody over there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean Seton Hall, the whole connection. I hear you, but Monday.
Exactly.
So,
all right, so
I think we're
if nothing else, we'll close out. So once again, thank you to Joe Russo, Tim Erdlin, and even though Phil couldn't make it, Phil Fong. We look forward to an amazing weekend and Monday night. Thank you guys again for joining us. For Back in the Box Productions, Bernie OMC. Thrilled to be back in the box. Be well. We'll see you Monday. Take care.
Thanks, guys.
All right, guys. Have a good one.
You got it. All right.